It's the last hurrah before the big day. Stories run wild in the craziest way. From Vegas nights to the beach town vibes. We're laughing or party, you're in for a ride.
Hello, everybody. I'm Bobby Carlson.
And I'm Will Kroboth, and welcome to Drunken Suits.
Episode 20. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That's an awesome feat. That's an awesome feat. This has been fun.
It really has. 20 episodes, like you're saying, is not an insignificant amount. And I feel like we're only just scratching the surface, too. This has been a lot of fun, though.
There's a lot of cities we haven't hit. We've hit some great cities so far, some big names and some, less talked about ones and ones that you go, why did they do a podcast there? But you know what? It's been some surprising stories, some funny things come out of the little parts. I do have to say, a lot of people are like, if you told me 20 episodes ago that I wouldn't think I'd be here. I did. I'm shooting for the moon. I was shooting for the moon from the start, man. I am ready for this. This feels good. We have some really good cities to go still. Like this is fun, man. We've hit what our top ones of our ratings right now has been Vegas, Miami, New Orleans, and Nashville. So those are like top, what you would think top ones to do. I mean, just off the dome, and we don't have these yet, but like Chicago, Houston, New York, like those are some big cities. LA, there's a lot out there to keep going. We got some fun ones listed though. We got some interesting coming up interviews lined up, and even some new spins ready to go. Man, Drunken Suits, baby.
Man. It's like you're saying, there has always been this vision. So, we're only, like we're saying, only scratching the surface. And if you guys are liking it, you gotta let us know, because we have other directions, other things we want to try out. But just some of the feedback, at least that I have been seeing on the side. You mentioned it about how some of these smaller places or obscure locations we're talking about. Yeah, people are like, "Hey, why did you talk about that?" End up listening, and they're like, "Oh, wait, I actually found out something really interesting or heard a great story." So, I like to dive into these niche places, do a little dig in, get some research in there, and I enjoy it too. So, if you guys keep liking it, let us know. And if there's any place in specific you want to see, you want to hear about, or want to come on and tell us about, also hit us up.
Absolutely. And, if you're chiming in 20 episodes late, that's okay. But let me tell you a little bit about what Drunken Suits is all about if this is your first time. Our podcast started because two of our friends in our group got engaged. We didn't know what to start looking for bachelor parties. Now, I've been on one when we started this. Kroboth hadn't at the time. And we didn't know where to start looking for research, for where to go, what's unique about different cities. And it was in the group chat of hey man, can we actually do this? Can we make a podcast about this? Why not us? And now we're doing it, which is a pretty cool turnaround. So what our episodes are mainly, we dive into one city somewhere in America, and we try to break it down. What's unique about it? Can it tailor to most needs of a bachelor party? And we try to get an interview from someone that's been there or planned one there or just has even one story from there. Again, we've heard some great stories so far, and we want to keep it going. So that's what Drunken Suits is all about. Bachelor parties. We want to hear your stories, so please let us know if you have any good ones. We're finding some really unique ones, and it's getting pretty good.
And honestly, like an underrated part, I guess a little peek behind the curtain here from our end. I know we've talked about this, but it's just getting to just talk to you guys and face to face, get to hear these stories. That's honestly one of the most fun parts of this whole process. regardless of all the stuff that we're learning and all everything else. Like it's just really fun to get to talk to people and learn about their parties. Like how can you not have fun?
I mean, Crow, think about it. Like, I still bring up bachelor party stories from the bachelor trips I went on. We always talk about that anytime we see each other. Just funny times, good food that we ate, whatever it is. And it's like these stories, though. There's some excellent, excellent stories out there that should be shared. And I know, what goes on in the bachelor party stays to the bachelor party. We break that rule on purpose because these stories need to be told. It's the whole idea. We might be going against bro code, but it's for the fun of it.
And if that story is that intense, maybe don't share that one or don't publicly share that one.
Or stay
Keep it
anonymous.
anonymous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no problem with that.
But yeah, no, I mean it is just so much fun. Getting to hear these stories, just learning about all these experiences. And you mentioned, right, like at the beginning you had been on one. I hadn't. I have now since we've started been on one. Um, you're in the process of planning one, right?
Hmm.
I'm in the process of helping plan another one. So it's really cool to see the evolution of knowing, at least for myself, nothing. And in your shoes, I guess it was, very minimal. Um, the growth between both of us learning together and experiencing has been really cool.
Yeah, I mean, so we post every Saturday at 12 o'clock bi-weekly, and that's so we're on episode 20. 40 weeks ago we posted our first one here. 40 weeks, yeah, you've been on a bachelor party. We're planning bachelor parties. We planned it for each other. We're getting pretty good at this bachelor party thing, and we still get surprised by some of these stories we're hearing and some stories told off screen. Even to the last episode, we had our buddy Mike Novak on, and he was telling us all about a co-ed bachelor party, which is very different. And like, that's cool. Like, we're opening our eyes. What's the realm of bachelor parties?
Right. Like why limit it to just, the traditional sense and what we kind of started it for? There's so many different ideas. And as you know, like I've been helping plan on that one, right? So it was really unique when that idea got first brought up. He's like, hey, we're trying to do maybe this co-ed style joint party, and then I kind of got the wheels moving. I was like, oh, okay. Like, what'd you have in mind? Why'd you do this? You guys watched the last episode. If you didn't, go check it out. You can get some great insights, I think, from them if this is something that interests you. But yeah, the planning process has been really interesting. A lot of non-conventional items, so breaking a lot of the rules, right? Having multiple, maids of honor and best men, and just to doing the joint party in general. Even the approach to planning the whole party has been very unique, right? Kind
So, I
of,
mean, that's where you're at right now, right? Is just the approach.
yeah, no, yeah. So, like we said, it's about a year out. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so we still have time, but just that approach even up to planning, it's interesting how they decided to go about it, right? Almost picking a destination and a location that's going to fit what they both wanted first, and then going to try to figure out the logistics of everyone else and the more specific time frame after that. I feel like in our, people we've talked to, that's probably not the most common way of going about it. What do you think?
No, definitely not the most common way. But again, whatever's going to work for people. I mean, I would love to see how this works. Like, again, we're getting pretty good, but we don't know everything. So, yeah, like if this is going to work, is it going to work? Like, what's challenging about it? Like, I'm really excited for you to go through the process too. As much as like I'm excited to hear Mike and Lauren after. I'm really excited to hear your steps along the way as well. Like, what challenges are you facing into it? That's the cool thing. We're both planning one right now. You're a little bit earlier stage, I'm a little bit further, but it's like just because the one's closer, and it's just very like interesting to hear like what are the different things we're running into. Especially your group's a
Yeah.
lot bigger than mine, which is like makes it a whole lot challenging.
Yeah. So I mean, that's it's nice to have a lot of that help with all these different people wanting to plan, but at the same time, hasn't really happened. But I can see, maybe getting too many hands in the cookie jar kind of situation, or no, what's the saying? Too many cooks in the kitchen, right? Everybody's trying to kind of like do similar things and get in each other's way. Fingers crossed. I don't think anybody's going to intentionally do anything malicious like that, but it's just always something to worry about. But one thing that I
Sure.
did find, and I do think is really interesting, right, is for essentially everybody in this bachelor party, aside from me, this is going to be a destination party. Or I'm sorry, I said bachelor, but the joint party. Um,
Hmm.
so it's pretty unique in that they have been so far relying really on me and my experience being that I'm very close to where they want to go do this party at. Um, Giving them this extra context, these things they didn't think about previously, even just like what we're talking about in the last one with the weather, hurricane season down in Florida. Those are things that you don't think about unless you've been here. I
Yeah.
imagine too, if we're going to get closer to the time, if there's anything that they want to get eyes on, I could even take pictures, videos if they want to see that kind of stuff. I could easily scout that out. Whereas that's something that you normally wouldn't want to do, or maybe want to do, but not be able to do in um, an entirely destination party.
The nice thing, though, it sounds like Mike and Lauren has done that research a bit. They picked out the size of the group that they think is gonna, at least they're gonna send invites to, and now what they think is gonna be able to accept. They found a spot that will accommodate both of their wants out of the bachelor party, and it's kind of nice. Like you were served that then, like, hey, we're gonna go here. We're gonna. I mean, like obviously they fed into you for advice and everything as well, but they kind of like, hey, this is where we're going. This is how many people. It's not like on you then to be like hunting that out and finding all that information.
Yeah, they definitely gave me a great direction, and that was like a huge jump and boost into that kind of planning side of things. But it might make it a little more challenging now trying to throw in some of these surprises and that kind of stuff. I got to be careful what I say because they're watching, right? But
Hmm.
um, it might make it a little bit more difficult since they're so involved in a lot of this planning to throw in those extra touches, but are absolutely going to have to figure out a way to do that. So
Hmm.
maybe I had a little bit of the easier job on the front end, and the back end is going to be a little harder, because I know yours is a little bit of the opposite. You had to deal with a lot of the tough stuff up at the beginning, given not much direction, right?
Yeah, it was pretty much a blank paper. So yeah, trying to figure out what he wanted with him just being, oh, whatever beers. So, but I mean, I don't want to necessarily go in mine right now. I will in a minute here, but yeah. So I mean, are you excited for this process? Are you like how? What's the internals? Are you nervous? Are you like want to make it perfect? Or are you just kind of like too early to be thinking about everything?
Yeah. Well, so I mean, first off, I think it is still early, right?
Hmm.
So there's not too much worrying and that kind of stuff going on yet, but absolutely, like a little bit nervous. I think it really helps that there is going to be a lot of different people helping out planning, right? It's not all on you just to make this happen. A lot of people want to be involved, and then that helps to be able to bounce ideas off of and even just gather more input from. But yeah, obviously, like one of my absolute boys, I want this to be great for him. I want it to be great for her. I've known her for a good period of time now too, and I would consider both of them friends, right? So it's kind of exciting that you're getting to almost plan two in one, but then at one point split off and like really focus on your great friend, you know?
Absolutely, man. That's exactly my sense of it too. It's like, oh, it's his send off. Like, how could I not? I mean, I would almost put like $1 million if I had it into it, just because, like, it's so exciting. But no, I feel that. I feel that completely. I'm glad you're feeling that too, though. It's not just me going crazy. Like, I generally get excited with this whole planning and event management and everything with it. So, totally understand that feeling. Have you looked into like any more details, or you kind of said where you're at right
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much where it's at, right? They're
now?
with them kind of trying to dictate the big picture of what wants to happen, I'm kind of staying a little bit hands off for the time being, letting them really just nail down the direction. Once we get closer to a set number of people, or at least even just that idea of number of people, I haven't been involved too much in those discussions specifically. But I guess once the two of them kind of have that pool of, like I said, about 20 to 25 that they're thinking about doing, I think that might be the point in time where I can really hop in there and start to help with a lot of the coordination.
Absolutely. And the nice thing having you on their team, best man or not, whatever they decide, that's them. But it's nice that they have you on their team. Like we can, same with me. Like I'm always here to help anybody. We would love if any of the viewers out there, are going to be reaching out to us and asking for advice or help, or maybe even want us to plan one. Hey, might be a little fee, but we would love to do it. It's a lot of planning, but it might be worth it because I'd love to see it come full circle there. So absolutely. And Mike, we're talking about you a lot here. So I mean, Mike and Lauren, I hope this works out great for you guys. I'm real excited about it.
I think it will, and if I have anything to do with it, I'm gonna try to make that happen.
Love that. I love that. Well,
But hey,
that's the same I'm feeling.
yeah, I literally was just gonna ask you, right? You're also going through this planning stage. You're way more advanced in the whole process, so that's why I was just gonna ask, how you feeling about it all?
I feel great. I feel great. Things are starting to click now. I've got some reservations in the books now. Um, Everybody that I'm talking to in the party is still on board. Everything's looking good. Um, it's it's still 5 months away, which is like shocking my brain that we were planning it so far ahead. But it feels good getting things in line now.
Yeah, for me too, I really appreciate that. Knowing things in advance. So I loved that you were reaching out and trying to get these things hammered down early. Um, I do know, at least just from being in the group chat with the boys, right? I swear it's like the same thing as being a fantasy football league commissioner, where every time you ask a question that's like serious and like, what do we want to do here? It's just crickets, right? And then as soon as you're just trying to get people fired up and asking about like what game they're watching today, everybody's immediately answering.
Or they'll just see that the notifications are there, so they'll see like, oh, two people responded, and then be like, oh, check out this bet I just placed, and it's like derails the whole serious conversation. It's Hey, I love it. I love the bets and everything, and playing in the casino and everything. But hey, guys, just need to just get your email real quick. Just wanted to shoot you an idea,
I
but
and just for that example, I think that took you probably like close to 3 days to get everybody's email.
yeah. Uh, yep, just to shoot off a little itinerary. Hey guys, this is what I'm planning. Is there any objections? Anything else that like you heard of that we should be doing or anything? And guess how many responses on the email I get, or like text about it or anything?
One.
Yeah, you know who?
Yeah.
It's you.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was probably just me.
Oh, it was. And I mean, I've run through stuff with Zach, and gotten approval on different things, made sure it looked good before sending it out to people, and then sending it out to people. You're the person that was like, "Hey man, it looks good, thanks," like, and stuff. And hey, take out college football because it's February. Don't be a dumbass. I think is what you said.
I think I did. Yeah.
Yeah. um.
Hey, but that's what you were looking for, right?
Yeah.
And it also comes back to that crew really fits that similar style as Zach was in the beginning, where it's like, hey, you know what, whatever, as long as I'm with the boys. So, are we
Yeah.
really too surprised? Probably not.
No, no. As long as it's there, and I know when it comes to it, they're gonna be like, "So what are we doing?" Surprise! As long as they just get on the flight, I can take it from there.
Yeah, and this guy's over here asking like what airports you're flying out of. I feel like it's been, and you tell me, right? Has it been a little bit like pulling teeth and some of these more detailed questions?
A little bit pulling teeth. So let me give a quick breakdown. Right off the bat, we got how many people are coming, and what kind of vibe everybody was feeling, and where Zach is the bachelor that like what he wanted out of the bachelor party. After getting that stuff and looking at different cities, which is I wish this podcast existed where I could have listened to some episodes and got it, but that's the birth of this. That's what I'm hoping for the next viewer. They can watch it and get these ideas. But
Got to be the
I
change you want to see in the world.
hey, love that. Yes, yes. Um, and that's how I came to New Orleans. What he was looking for was really just time with the boys. Wanted to be able to go out drinking and maybe like do something fun during the day too. So New Orleans, it was the week before Mardi Gras is what I looked at. We are flying home on the day of the Super Bowl, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. You fly home in the morning, who cares? I would have loved to have been there during the Super Bowl. I kind of left it up to an option. I overlooked that aspect on that Sunday. Gave it up to the group, and I said, like, "Hey guys, what are you guys thinking here? We could either instead of Thursday to Sunday, we could go Friday to Monday, Super Bowl in the New Orleans. We could go, we could fly like keep it the same, go Thursday to Sunday, fly home early, morning, or we could just switch weekends completely." Everybody kind of decided, hey, let's just keep it the way it is. We know you've been working. They don't know I'm working. They haven't asked, but they wanted to keep it the same. Said, all right, good with me. So then I started looking at like fun things to do. Came across some. Everybody, I like called everybody and I said, hey, these are the price ranges I'm looking at. These are the different events. What are you thinking? Where's your budget at? Everybody kind of gave me responses and where they were at, and everybody was pretty okay with what I'm doing. So there was like one event I brought up to everybody. This was going to be like the surprise for Zach, and I decided to take it away just with budgeting and how I feel our bachelor party is going to go. I don't think it would make sense. It was going to be a party bus for like an hour with strippers on it, and then they'd drive you around New Orleans, and then they'd dump you at some bar or anything. It would have been a lot of fun. It would have been a lot of money for per person, a lot of extra money, and I think our group is going to end up at a strip club at some point, anyways. So I mean, it's just out there. It probably is. It probably is the way our group is. At some point, I think a stripper will be involved. So I was like, all right, we're going to double up the money. We're going to pay this extra. It would be so much fun, but with people's budgets, I think these other events that I've planned, which would be a dinner for his birthday on Thursday. We have a gator tour on Friday. We have a brewery tour on Saturday, and then flying home Sunday, and then like another dinner to close out on Saturday night. So it's like, okay, like I don't know if we need to press it. Also, it's like so much of events. Like I didn't want to overbook. That was something I learned with talking to different people. Like Mike was great right off the bat. He gave us safety concerns. He gave us different like things to look at. So I've been trying to look at all this, do my research, look at cost friendly stuff. I found a Airbnb. It's a VRBO like type, not hotel, but it kind of looks like one. Like a block off of the main street. Everything's walkable. Don't have to spend it on Ubers. So it's like all this different calculations I was doing, trying to keep it friendly, but also keep have it the same like experience and fun. Um, yeah. So New Orleans, man, that's a New Orleans. It's gonna be a
Yeah,
fun one.
one thing you mentioned too, I don't want to just gloss over is um, the fact that you went out of your way to call and talk to each person individually. I think that's an underrated aspect. I think Mike might have mentioned something along those lines, but
Mm-hmm.
even you doing that means probably a lot to all the guys, and maybe there's certain things like you're saying on the budget side or planning side that they're frankly not interested in or just can't do, and that's totally cool. But you maybe don't want to say that in a group chat setting. I get it,
Yeah.
So going out and talking to everyone individually, getting everybody's on the same page, I think it helps everyone in the group coming to don't have to worry about some of these question marks potentially, and then obviously it helps you finally get some answers, on a one-on-one basis.
Even beyond like just budgeting too, like strip clubs, casinos, like is everybody down for that? Now we only have 7 guys all in all, including myself, and it's like okay, like I kind of know these guys already. I know they're gonna want to go to the casino. I know they would be okay with strip clubs, like, but still, it's just like let's verbalize this. It's just you and I talking here. This is what I'm thinking price wise. This is what I'm thinking. I'm about 7 months away. Can you start saving? Like, is that okay? I had somebody talk to me about like, hey, I don't really know how to book a flight, so like, can you look at some different stuff for me? And I was like, absolutely. Don't worry. Where you flying out of? And so yeah, and like different concerns of like, hey, I'm getting a new job. I think at the end of the year, do you think like I should book a flight prior and cancel? And so it's like different logistics stuff, and that's like I really appreciated that one-on-one conversations, is because I felt like they could actually talk to me, and I went over the itinerary with them, verbalized before booking stuff. But now things are booked. Like it's pretty cool. So I wrote out the book stuff. I wrote out what I'm like feeling about it, like kind of what I'm thinking for the day, but like a lot of it's like very penciled in. Like, hey, once we come back, we could find a place for dinner and go out to bars, do whatever. Like, it's not like this bar, then this bar, then this bar, and pictures here. I think that's a little Bachelorette esque, but maybe I don't know. I don't know. And then I also like did a cost breakdown at the end of like estimated pay and then the set things for pay. One thing I'm doing too is not having Zach pay for much other than his flight. So he's going to pay for his flight. We're going to pay his part of the VRBO and then also of the events. I'm going to guess we're probably going to get him drinks and then maybe dinner as well. So it's all going to get divided up 6 ways. You don't want to bankrupt the groom, right? They're about to pay for a whole
No,
wedding.
I think that's really cool that everybody was on board for that too. And I don't know if that's like the common thing to do. I would think that that's probably what most people are doing, but if
I
it's
don't know
not, I mean, I
what
think this is a
extent.
great.
I didn't
Right,
know, like,
right.
I didn't know where the line was, right? Like, is it just, hey, we're gonna buy all of his drinks, or like, hey, like, we're gonna buy you a dinner and maybe some drinks, like stuff. Like, once, like, we've talked about the history of bachelor parties and just how now it's this whole adventure, this whole I'm gonna fly somewhere, do all this stuff. It's like, okay, now you're asking a lot more of people to spend, and that was something like I don't know, like, hey, if we stayed in his backyard, went to a couple bars, maybe like got something like, like not his actual backyard, but like, somewhere close everybody could drive to. It's like, all right, like that's more reasonable for somebody like picking up the tab somewhere. But when they're already spending, 500 on a flight and then another 300 on a room, it's like, whoa, like picking up some more stuff here, it adds up.
It does, and I think that the more extravagant or destination heavy it is, the more almost the expectation on the best man person planning it is to kind of have to be on top of this. And I think you're doing an incredible job. I mean, everything we talk, I think, a little bit more than the most people in the group, but um, everything that you sent out to the group as a whole, I mean, completely transparent, and I think anybody in the group is going to really appreciate it.
Maybe after the group too, with everybody's consent, like I wouldn't mind like showing the viewers kind of like what the itinerary looked like on my behalf, and if anybody wants like information of like how I did my research or set anything up, I'd be happy to explain it. Under the Drunken Suits logo, I would I'll tell you how I planned things and how I did my research. But it's not all just like, oh, this sucks, like I'm just planning stuff. Like, it's a lot of fun place. I'm like, what did New Orleans have to offer? Like digging in different things. Like, also pick up the phone and call people for reservations. I was looking at this Gator tour, right? And I'm like, all right, February. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's booked up. All right, it's booked up. It's booked up like all days we're going. And I'm like looking the rest of the week. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's no available anything. And then
And
it was like,
throw back to when we had MJ on, right? Similar situation. He's saying that the winter time is usually not as busy. So I'm sure that was throwing some red flags in your mind, right?
absolutely. And there were some other ones, but this one looked like a great deal. It picks us up from the hotel, brings us there, drops us off, and I was like, yeah, this might be it. Like this is pretty cool, but nothing available. And I was like, there's no way, it's that packed. So I pick up the phone and call him, and I'm like, hey, yeah, I'm trying to book. And he's like, great, calling is actually 6% off. I was like, all right, like
Perfect.
great, yeah. There's like an online charge, and then I was like, well, actually, it says you're booked up. And he's like, really? Yeah, I looked at it, and he goes, holy shit, all of 2026 is booked, and it's not supposed to be. We don't have one appointment in there. I was like, ah. But it's like if I didn't save this dude, he was probably in the shitter. Like, how many other people are looking to book stuff for the summer, anything? And he's like, this is our prime selling season, and it's all says it's booked up. And he's like, oh my god, I gotta fix this. But I was also like, yo, like, you're welcome. Throw me a little something, something. Come on now. And it didn't take more than the 6% I got from calling, but I also wouldn't have got that because I was trying to book online. So picking up the phone, call these places. I got in with a restaurant calling. I talked to the people doing the brewery tour, talked to them about the different spots and how that works, and they were like, "Yep, like that sounds great." Got these 7 guys, private tour. So it's like it's all coming together. But I just recommend pick up the phone. That's emails work, whatever. There's no lag when you pick up the phone.
Yep. And it always can't hurt to try to negotiate a rate or a deal, and especially since you're in a group, you have a little more leverage in that way, which I know you try to do. Sometimes it doesn't always work. Probably at the bigger locations, it's less likely to work, but hey, it's worth a shot. What's the worst they could say is no, right?
I mean, in the future, that's what I would love. I would love if we are planning bachelor parties and we have the buying power because, hey, we're sending this group and this group and this group, and they give us a little discount for us, and then we get to pass that on to you guys. That's the ideal aspect right there. That our buying power is going to be greater than one solo group. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Just got to get these guys interested. Our viewers interested.
The drunken suit consultants.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
That could be fun. That could be a lot of fun.
It is fun. I have so much fun planning this. I have so much fun talking about them, and then like hearing about these stories. Like I'm so excited. After this bachelor party, I don't need the praises of like Bobby's good job or anything. I need the praises of Bobby. You're an animal. I can't believe you did that kind of praises.
Once we get there, you're bringing the energy. I know you
Oh
are. Like
yeah.
that's not even a question. I know that's gonna happen.
There's tone setters and there's people that set the tones. Shout out, my brother was quoting that all the weekend. So I want to be the tone. I want to set the tone. Be the guy with the bottle in hand.
I love it. I think you'll bring the energy and have no problem doing that one if I know you any well.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, dude. So the stories we've heard, I want those stories. I want everybody's stories. We've been looking at some different ways to get stories, and we were talking. You found something on Reddit, right? A great
I
story.
did.
There's a
I
lot
did.
of
I
great
found this.
stories on Reddit, but you found a cool one. So yeah.
There is, and I thought it would, really kind of set the tone on some of the stories that, if you guys don't want to talk about, if it has something a little bit too explicit or illicit that you don't want to, get anyone in trouble. Totally understand. So we're just gonna try out. I'm just gonna give you this story of this redditor that wants to stay anonymous, um, and see what you guys like. So, as I'm pulling it up here, right, we've definitely talked to a lot of people, got some great stories, but then there has been times too where we stop recording and they give us an extra story. And
Uh
again,
huh.
understand, don't want to expose anyone, um, but yeah, let's try it out. What do you think?
Yeah, man, it's all for fun. It's all for fun. We're not trying to get people fired. We're not trying to. If you want to stay anonymous, we get it, man. But hey, let the stories live. The stories are too good to be covered up.
They are. They are. All right. So we'll just jump right in here. So again, a story from an anonymous Redditor. Here we go.
All right.
You know, when my best man, my best friend, told me he was taking care of the bachelor party, I thought, great, one less thing I have to stress and worry about. He really went above and beyond too. Rented a villa. This was out in Italy for the weekend. There were 9 of us in total, and he handled everything: the groceries, the drinks, everything was completely planned. And I genuinely had no idea what we'd be getting up to. The first night started chill enough. We had some dinner, some drinks, playing some games, and just hanging out and chatting. Everything was relaxed, exactly what you want right before another big day. But then, out of nowhere, my best man produces a handful of tabs, 18 tabs of LSD to be exact, and goes, "Let's all take it." What? Now, for 7 of us, this was our first time. So naturally, we were very cautious. We started with a half of a tab each, but as the evening wore on, nothing was happening. We just didn't feel anything, so we kept taking more and more until eventually we had each consumed the equivalent of 2 full tabs.
Jesus Christ.
30 minutes later, the fun really started, or maybe I should say the chaos. I couldn't stop laughing. It got contagious. We all couldn't talk without bursting into hysterics. I was completely hysterical, and then my mind made this absolutely terrible connection. I remembered a documentary about a Greek philosopher who died laughing at his own joke. So 4 hours in, that thought is now burrowed in my head, and I can't stop laughing still.
That sounds like me. I laugh at my own jokes all the time.
We were trying to take timeouts from one another, hoping to calm down and halt some of the laughter, but we were tripping so hard that none of it worked. In a moment of pure and panicked inspiration, I ran and hid in the garden and decided to record myself. I was laughing, panicking, and crying all at once, trying to tell a story about the doomed Greek philosopher. I sent this 2-minute video to a few friends, one of them being the best man. And this is what's the wildest part that really kicks it. My best man thought it was the funniest thing that he had ever seen. So he plugged his phone into the large speakers inside the villa and started playing this frantic, hysteric 2-minute long video on loop inside of the house. Suddenly, everywhere that I went, I was hearing my own voice, having all these emotions. I was absolutely terrified, and I realized that I needed an escape. I had to call my now wife to come pick me up. It was that bad.
Oh.
And keep in mind that this was in the middle of the night, and she was about 7 hours away from where we were at. Yeah, right. This is rough. He goes, she's an incredible woman, truly. She managed to get all 9 of us on the phone, gave us a quick rundown, about 2 minutes, and then proceeded to talk to each one of us individually, and just basically instantaneously sobered us all up. We all got quiet, immediately avoided all eye contact, showered, and then managed to sleep for a couple hours. When we woke up, we did not say a single word during that entire drive home. Like, oh my goodness, right?
This is like
Looking
the
back,
Hangover. This is great. This is real life Hangover.
right? Yeah, this is a real story. Looking back, all of it feels unreal, but the real kicker, this ridiculous video that I had recorded out in the garden, ended up going semi-viral between our friends and our family. And because of this, one of my friends in the group is a music producer, so he made a full-blown song out of it. We all thought it was hilarious, but weeks later, during the wedding reception, while we were dancing, he started playing the song, and it was a blast. It was without a doubt the wildest bachelor party that I have ever been on, And yes, I got to give a shout out to my now wife, who is just an absolutely great woman for dealing with all of that. And
Shout out the wife. Speak about tone setter. I was saying I was gonna be there with a bottle. This dude's freaking LSDing for people doing it their first time too. I've never done it, but
wow,
holy crap!
right? And it's I'm glad that he was able to laugh about it. But I think the fact that they made that video, or the guy made the song about it, is so funny.
And playing it at the wedding too. Like you have to explain it then. Like, hey, Granny, what that song? Yeah, let me tell you a little quick story.
Or it's just a moment, now between the boys, the song comes on, a little panic, y'all look at each other and start breaking out laughing, right? Maybe that's what the vibe was. Who knows?
That's great. I love that. I love that story, dude. Reddit.
Yeah,
All right, shout out Reddit.
yeah, yeah. Shout out whoever that was. Maybe they do it. Maybe they do it different over in Italy.
Yeah, yeah, ooh, maybe, maybe. I bet there's some definite American ones too that we can find. Let us know if you guys like this Reddit. I think it could be fun because there's some crazy stories out there. So let us know if you guys like that. But that's funny. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, that was great. Like you're saying, let us know what you guys want. Again, just to bring it full circle, it's been 20 episodes. I've loved all 20 of them, having a great time, and I'm looking forward to doing some more.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Thank you everybody for listening, and wait for 20 more.
Peace.
Peace.
It's the last hurrah before the big day. Stories run wild in the craziest way. From Vegas nights to the beach